Royals, what's going on? So we headed out. For those of you who watched my my Yeezy pickup the other day, on release day rather, you know that I had a trade in the works. So I'm actually about to head out, make that trade happen. I can't wait to see the pair that I'm trading for. This has actually been in the works for a few months now, so I'm overdue. But I finally found a pair that I would actually be able to part with, because my problem was that I didn't want to give up anything in my collection. I have a hard time either selling stuff in my collection or trading stuff in my collection. So actually getting a shoe like a Yeezy, which I like to call definitely an item where you can have leverage, is the perfect shoe to be able to go ahead and make this trade happen and finally add these Air Max 1 Masters to my collection. And I'm actually trading it to a boutique, a local boutique called the Padded Room. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this transaction, and then I'm also gonna give you guys a little bit of an inside look of that boutique, as I've been getting a lot of folks ask me about different boutiques in the city, and so you'll start to get some insiders, some samples, some, you know, a little bit of a taste of these boutiques. And this particular one is the one I'm going to, and we're gonna make this thing fun. So I'll see you guys when I actually arrive there, and let's do this. All right, see y'all in a little bit. Your girl ain't got no. Alright, Royal, so I'm here with Boss Man Bo right here.
How you doing? Nice to finally meet you.
I know, right? We finally get a chance to meet, guys. I've been trying to get back to this store for quite some time. I had spoken with other, his team, his crew, prior to actually meeting him, so it's an honor. Cool. So, Padded Room. Padded Room. Where does this name come from? Like, I'm sure when somebody hears about it, they're like, I don't think sneaker boutique when I hear Padded Room.
Not at all. So the original concept, and we've grown on it since, but the original concept was, you know, I had a room in my old house, shoe boxes stacked up all around the room. And so it literally was looked like you was in a padded room.
Wow.
You know, the shoe boxes covering all the walls. And so that has grown, and people ask me, well, padded room, you crazy over sneakers. You should probably be in the padded room with the crazy people.
Makes sense. Okay. And I don't see no straight jackets up in here with a pair on.
Well, we want people to be hands-free so they can shop.
Okay, so, absolutely, because they need to be able to, you know, grab and purchase.
So that's where our original concept came from. And, you know, it's fun to be able to have a store to explain something to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just not have just a general concept like a shoe name. No, conversation pieces are always good.
Absolutely. When a person hears about the Padded Room, you know, what do you want them to know? What will take them from a visit that was mostly centered downtown to come out, you know, to 95th Street, y'all, South Side. We out here on the South Side.
Well, it's important that, you know, because Chicago has a rich history of sneakers. I mean, this is where Jordan built his legacy.
Right.
And like all great cities, there's more to it than just one place.
Good point.
And you know, and I was raised on the South Side, and to be able to give, you know, like one of the best sneaker stores in the city back to the South Side is important to me. You know, and so that's why we're located south, and that's why we would like to stay south.
Absolutely. And a lot of responsibility comes from being in a core neighborhood such as this one. And you know, it obviously it's a contribution to the culture. It's a contribution to the neighborhood, and all of that to me is what appeals to me in terms of even wanting to, you know, meet you and kind of get, you know, just kind of acquainted with the overall personnel of the store. It's huge for me personally, but that's just me as a sneakerhead that's like, oh man, there's a spot, you know, in the heart of the South Side, you know, and so that's huge. Do you have any events or anything coming up, or any special?
Nothing that we have officially planned. We did a brand launch in April of earlier this year, and we probably like to do something to follow up to that around April or May of 2018. That would be our next thing that we have in the works.
Sweet. When did you guys? I don't think you mentioned in the beginning. When did you guys start? Like, when did this place open?
The official day that we opened this location was December 20th of 2014.
Okay, okay. So fairly new, and then you guys were at a different location before?
No, we were just online.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and so our website, we started the website in 2013.
Okay.
And so after a pretty successful year, we decided to go brick and mortar.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, this is definitely, being that it's a boutique, it's not just a sneaker store, which we'll kind of talk about that lovely patch right there really soon as we get to the apparel portion. He has some heat, y'all. He has some really nice pieces. Speaking of the store and it being a boutique, is it more of a consignment? Is it a sneaker boutique? Is it a sneaker store? Like, what are you? Is it retail?
You know what?
You know.
That's such an interesting question. That's almost like people that like, I don't want you to label me.
Well, listen,
So,
I don't want to be the one to label you now.
It's fine. So we're a sneaker boutique. We're a consignment store. We're a lifestyle shop. We're an apparel store.
Okay.
You know, we're our own. Since we have our own brand, we're an individual entity.
Absolutely.
Aside from all the sneaker brands that we like to carry, we're our own store. Aside with including that as well.
For sure. Okay.
You know, like I said, that's why it's hard to kind of just put us in one box, but more so just a lifestyle. You know, it's all about sneaker culture.
Okay.
That term is so loosely used, so I hate that I threw that out there. Sneaker culture.
Well, I mean, you're right. It is loosely used,
so loosely used,
but being that you are, I would imagine an OG in the game. I'm a little bit seasoned myself. But sneaker culture, how we view it, obviously, would fall under the lines of what you're meaning by saying that.
Right.
You're right.
It's slightly different than what people think sneaker culture is.
Absolutely.
So we just want to be a place where people can come get the things that they want. Be able to match it up with some dope apparel and leave here happy, regardless if they're a sneakerhead. Absolutely. Regardless if they just somebody who like Jordans, if they just like old school Nikes, whatever it is that you like. If you're into shoes and you're into dressing nice, then we want to be that place for you.
Absolutely. So speaking of sneaker culture, obviously trading is a huge thing in sneaker culture, and we have a nice little one going on today. Well, I'm excited. They know I'm excited about it. But do you offer a platform for this being a trading space for people that are maybe trading amongst each other, a safe zone basically?
Oh, for sure, for sure. And we almost recommend, because I don't like people, I would never have any of my guys or me just be on the street, trading sneakers. For one, you don't get a chance to actually look at the products that you're buying. Right. And if you meet somebody in the street, in order for you to watch out for your safety and inspect the shoe, it's almost impossible to do both.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so what you want to do is be able to come in here. We have nice bright lights here. We have a staff here that, if you ask us a question like, what do you think? We'll give an honest opinion. We're not here to ruin business for other people, but we also don't want people getting scammed. We don't, condone selling fake shoes. Right. So, we definitely would like to be essentially a safe haven, for trading. Absolutely. For anybody who's coming from the street to trade. That, even if they're not shopping with us, that they just want to come in and trade, you can do it. Absolutely. And I mean, ultimately, that'll drive more people in, because that kid or whoever that's doing that trade, that transaction, they see the store, they're like, oh, they actually have stuff in here, even though that day they didn't come for something, but they know you have some cool stuff, so they may come back again and tell their friends, and that whole word of mouth thing. It's effective. No, that's grassroots right there. Yeah. And it's funny that you actually say that, because when we started the store, it was always people come in, why don't you all market? Why don't you all tell people about the store? So because we actually really want people to find out about the store, come into the store, learn about the store, like the store. Absolutely. And it's important for people that are really into sneakers. They come in and they get it right away. Somebody who's coming off the street, we have to explain it to them. And it's always good to see the reaction. Oh wow, it makes sense. That's a cool idea. The concept is dope. For sure. And so we appreciate the feedback that we get to be able to explain to people what our store actually is. Absolutely. Cool. And then I noticed you guys, you technically legit check for people that, you are frequent customers. Correct. Is what I understand it to be. So you heard that conversation. Right?
I did. You know, that's important. Again, being somebody that is, I consider myself directly engaged in the culture. So that's a huge thing today, even more so than what it was in the past. Just because there's so many people trying to get into this thing, trying to be a reseller, trying to buy things to just to trade it, sell it, whatever the case might be, and they don't know the value of that shoe. They don't know if it's even a legit shoe.
They run into all this too good to be true stuff, and they think it's true.
Right. They're like, $40 for the latest whatever.
Oh my God, Yeezys for $100.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
So like as soon as you wear it, it falls apart. You know exactly what's happening.
When somebody looks down at your foot and you're like,
right.
Oh, that's not real.
That's shaped a little funny.
You don't like to hurt people's feelings, but occasionally you have to let them know. You have to educate them.
Absolutely. You got the Grinch?
Yeah, this is my favorite player
not
of all
an easy.
time.
That's not an easy shoe to get.
So with Kobe being, my favorite player, and this is the best. I mean, to me. One of the best Kobe's to ever come out. So
I'm not gonna front. I'm not the biggest Kobe shoe fan.
Okay.
But that right there, in terms of rarity and what it means to just creative designs on a silhouette, that's one of the best. It's one of the best. What else you got over here?
We got the Chamber Fit Air Force One.
Okay.
This is the Chicago edition. These came out in March 2005.
Okay.
This particular pair here was at Nike Town only.
Those are nice.
Yeah, and it's very limited. I think it's under 100 pairs that actually have the lasering.
Okay. Is that for Shed of Tan inside?
That's actually, the insole has the young LeBron.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It says Chamber of Fear.
Yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah, so they had a pair that was for Cleveland, a pair for Denver, New York, San Francisco. I believe were the cities that they had them for.
Okay.
But I really appreciate the Chicago one, obviously, hometown. And then, like I said, with it only being like 100 or less than 100 pairs with that lasering on it,
yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
okay,
I stayed outside. This back when camping was a real big thing.
What else we got, man?
And then we have the Yeezy 2.
Oh yeah,
the Nike.
they love
they love
the Yeezy.
Yeah, this is important because this shoe here kind of changed the game big time. The Yeezy 1 was hard to get, but when it came around to this Yeezy 2, this released the same day as the Platinum pair. They came out at the exact same time, and this was one of the first shoes where you had people that thought that they were plugged and thought that they realized like I actually can't get the Yeezy.
Right.
You know, it's like what's wrong? Like something's not going right. I can't get them.
Right.
So this was one of the first pairs to actually, put people on high alert. And when the game started to change a little bit, it's important. We have to, give Kanye his credit for what he's done to sneaker culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and then I know some folks that paid their car note off with them.
Yeah.
Selling them Yeezys.
You can get a whole car. You can sell these right now and get you a nice car.
That's crazy, bro.
It's the Don C.
Don C. Yeah. Yes.
Inspired by a Chanel bag. And
he's all about high fashion.
Yeah, and this is important to me because, I'm from Chicago, Don C's from Chicago, but he also went to Kenwood, which is the same high school.
Oh, you know what? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, and so, you have somebody who walked the same halls as you, who has reached the level where they can put out a shoe this dope. I think it's important. For me, it's a super important shoe. It's important to the culture.
Absolutely.
It's important to the city. And so that's why this is a must-have, and why we're pretty much highlighting it right now.
Right. Okay.
These four.
Yeah, they clang.
It's important to me.
This is a very nice selection right here, brother. You got one more, y'all. You got one more. Let's see what it is.
And this.
What you got?
So. This is a Rasheed Wallace.
Okay. Now I'm from Michigan, so Bad Boys 2.0.
Exactly. And so
I'm a Rasheed Wallace fan.
These are if you like Air Force Ones, it was a point in time where she was pretty much like, he was one of the only players that used to hoop in his Air Force Ones.
Yes.
He used to have the highs with the strap loose
on the back, just like dragging,
up and down the court. And like I'm talking about the only one. You ain't see players that he had to. you know, shooting threes on pick and roll with his Air Force Ones on. So
Man,
it's important to highlight She, you know, just for basketball coach and sneaker coach all together.
You know what? I don't see a lot of She version of Forces too often, so this is big. And that colorway, I love. I'm a Delta, you know. I love the little red, you know.
We're not gonna. We'll let you slide. We're not gonna say nothing bad about the Deltas at all. A lot of Deltas that I love and respect. So
I understand.
Yeah, this shoe came out 2004.
Okay. Yeah, so this was at the peak right here then. Okay.
And so, you know, for these to still be brand new, you know, 13 years later, you know.
Man, that's heat right there.
Yeah,
that's serious.
Around, so.
Hey, so Bo the boss man, he out here. Y'all see this? This is not slight. This is not light work right here. This is not just something you find everywhere.
Yeah, this, like I said, this is important for people who are, you know, kind of want to get away from stuff that's. If you can't always talk about what's hype. The hype stuff is easy. You can always talk about what just came out, and if it was hype. But to have these shoes years later, you know, this is why I love shoes. This is why I'm into shoes. Because of stuff like this.
Right.
You know. Okay.
Yes, I love it. Let's look at some apparel, some owners' favorites.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Now this is probably our most popular shirt. It's one that everybody loves. It says Sneaker Enthusiast.
Okay.
I mean,
those are
I don't really have to explain it. I don't think.
Absolutely
why
not.
It's our most popular shirt.
Like stuff with the patch that you have on right there. Those are pretty dope.
Well, yeah, this is our highlight crew. It just pretty much has our logo, you know, the PDRM. You know,
I like the coloring in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this has been popular as well. We sold most of our sweatpants. We do have the sweatpants and two grays, the heather gray.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, these are popular. With nothing but big sizes left. We might restock them. It's been such a popular item. We have people coming in and say, well, we need smalls, we need mediums, and I guess it's our job to give people what they want. That's my
thing. I want like a sweater like yours or anything with that color blocking I'm a fan of. Yeah, so I would need it to be smaller, obviously.
So you can join in with the people that say that they need it, which means we have to meet the need of the customer. So
you know, some of us sneakerheads out here are ladies. You know.
And then when you get it, you can show them on YouTube that you got it. Then we can make sure we get it.
Absolutely. You know that'll be easy. That's easy.
Another one you have here. This actually is our glow P. It glows in the dark.
Really?
Yeah. And so, you know, when you're out, you know, this is more of a club shirt. Like customers buy it to go out, so they walk through the club, they glow in P, and it has padded room on the back.
Wow. Now, does the back glow in the dark as well?
Yes, it glows in the dark as well.
Okay.
So that's another cool, like, little design.
Yeah,
that's like a few of our favorites. Some of the newer stuff we just came out with, our oatmeal hoodie.
Okay.
Which is another popular one. This sold pretty well.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty dope. I like that one.
I like the oatmeal.
It looks like it's great quality, you know, and the design of it is really nice.
And I guess we should speak on that too. I like to dress nice. Okay, I might not be the best dressed person in the world.
Let's talk about what you got on feet now.
Well, these old things. No.
Look at him.
Yeah. So this literally is a pair. I bought these when I was a junior in high school.
Really?
Okay, and I still have them.
You still have them? Wow. Yeah. Now that's impressive for a Jordan. Yeah, now we all love Jordans, but we know.
When you tear them up, they don't last that long.
Yeah.
And so I remember the day I got them. They came with a suitcase. The first shoe to come with a suitcase.
Yeah.
So I was walking around school. I had the suitcase, had my notebooks, whatever in the suitcase. Yeah. And I thought I was the coolest little dude walking around school with my Jordan suitcase on. And this was the first Jordan that was box price $200.
Right.
And so, again, in high school,
because of the accessories, but they was trying to set us up for what the shoe by itself was gonna start costing. That's all that was.
Fair enough, and they did a good job. They got us.
Yeah,
they got us. And so at that time, you know, to have a $200 shoe and a Jordan, it was like, oh, that's a big deal. But people didn't really love these because this when Jordan had retired, he was playing on the Wizards.
Right, yeah.
And so it was like kind of like, oh, I don't like those. You know, some people are really big. They don't wear anything after the 13.
Very true.
You know, for a lot of retro fans. And so They like 1 through 14, yeah.
14, yeah. I'm sort of that person,
Yeah,
but
so
you
that
know,
person, and so
we ain't talking about me.
Yeah, I tell people Jordan still played in these. So, that's it, the 14.
Yeah. Those are supposed to, I think, retro. Yeah, they're supposed to retro next year. Yeah.
Yeah, and so with these being a pair that he actually played in, and it's the first Jordan. I might be wrong, but I feel like this is factual stuff. It's the first Jordan where the colorway was specifically for the Wizards. They had the 16s that came out in the white navy colorway, but he had the red pair that came out first.
Right.
And so these 17s is the first pair came out in white and blue, straight for the Wizards.
Yep.
Another reason why I love these shoes, and that man,
the fact that they have held up, I am highly impressed. I am highly impressed, boss man. I ain't gonna lie.
Try to take care of
I am not gonna lie about that. That is dope. When I first presented the transaction, he was like, "That's like trading silver for gold."
Yeah, silver for gold.
Yeah. I was like, "Really?"
This gold bringing us what you call a rat shoe.
Well, listen, y'all can have the rat. The kids like the rat shoes now. I just don't. I don't need them. But if it gets me these, yes. I'm excited, man.
I've been trying to find them in my size, but I don't want to spend an arm and a leg.
That was my thing. Like for an Air Max, I didn't want to spend over 300, and so I was like, man, I gotta find something because I don't like to trade or sell my own collection. So I'm like, okay, let me find a shoe where I can just go ahead and make
You did the right thing. You worked the that's how you do it these days.
That's leverage. Y'all want a little bit of time?
Nah.
You know you do, Ben.
Nah.
Ben know he wants some time. Yeah, you do. So when you guys, you know, subscribe and follow them on IG and whatnot, he does a lot of their reviews on IG and the angles. Yeah. So this is the man behind the positioning, the image. Cool. That's what's up. So yeah, man, Boss Man Bo gave us some time here. Definitely had a great time learning about the apparel. I need one of these sweaters. Now I need you to hook me up now. Definitely, as you can see, he has heat in here. This is not some stuff you can just find everywhere. He has stuff that's like super limited, a lot of stuff that's rare, a lot of stuff that has stood the test of time, you know, and that's really what you look for in a sneaker boutique when you're trying to find gems. He has gems.
Come to Patty Room.
There we go. Thanks a lot, my friend.
Thank you for stopping by.
I will definitely be back, and the love was real. So, Royals, Padded Room, Bo, the staff I showed you guys, Alex and Ben.
She's gonna have one of these before you all know it.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be in another vid, and I'm gonna take some photos. And Padded Room we're about to do this. All right. All right, Royals. I'm back in the car. I made the exchange. I've talked to the man. I've given you a taste of the Padded Room. Very beautiful store. They just remodeled it. It's beautiful. I look forward to going back and maybe getting a little bit more looks for you guys so you can kind of get a better idea of what to expect when you come to Chicago and visit. As you saw, it's definitely a place where, you know, there are some gems there. So it's not just, you know, your run-of-the-mill Yeezy 350 and your just general Jordans. This man has a lot of heat. I wasn't able to show everything because I wanted you guys to really get a feel for, you know, who's behind the store and what you can expect from your visit once you actually head to the Padded Room. So again, I want to thank the guys at the store, Boss Man Bo, and I want to thank you, Royals, for taking the time out to watch. Look out for the vid. I'm going to show a closer look of my trade. And I also have a couple of pickups too. And I'll see you guys next time. Royalty.